No it don't! No it don't!
1. On your exam, I give you a question. I said f of x equals to 3 minus root x, and I'm going to say find the area under the curve. Okay. From 0 to 3. Let's just say from 0 to 3. And I ask you to create a limit and write it as an integral. So if I were to, I'll give you a minute guys, I can rewrite this as lim. I want my number of rectangles to be infinite rectangles as n approaches infinity. That's your hint. So limit, I'm just going to get a copy someone answer. 3 over n sigma I equals, oh you forgot the bottom part, 1 n, and what do you have for the next piece? 3 minus 3i over n? Yeah, that works. Or somebody just wrote xi, whatever you like. Or equals to lim, or integral of 0 to 3 minus root x dx. Okay, but the question really now comes, what does this really mean? Okay, I want to know what the answer is. I can go through here and do the all limit and add up to 1,000 rectangles. I don't have time for that. So what does this theorem really mean? So here's what the fundamental theorem calculus says. So this is the fundamental theorem of calculus. Fundamental theorem of calculus. Group calculus. Here's what the theorem states. The integral of a to b of f of x dx. Now I was asked a good question about what this dx is. I'll explain this dx later, not yet. Equals to f b minus f of a. Okay. So I went from limits to integrals. Now I went from integrals to using capital F. Now this capital F really means this. F is the antiderivative of f. That's what this really means. So the integration symbol really means take the antiderivative. So the antiderivative, what it does is it gives you the area under the curve. So guys, start. And let's see if you can give me an answer. Go. So what I'm going to do now, before I start, I'm going to make one more modification to this. Write this down for me, star. In order for this theorem to work, theorem to work, f must be continuous in the intervals from a comma b. That's what it says. It says in order for this theorem to work, it must be continuous from the intervals a to b. Now I'm just going to write down what f is. F is 3 minus root x. F of x equals to 3 minus root x. I want to know what f of x is, which means I'm taking the integral of that. So I'll give you hints. The first one is 3x minus, here comes the fun part. Satinder, what's the integral of antiderivative of root x? Sorry, what is it? 2 over 3x to the power 3 over 2. We're missing something. Plus c. You need that plus c. Okay. That plus c is a crucial part. Some of you lost marks because of that plus c. So now, that's f of x. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my fundamental theorem of calculus, and it says it's going to be f of b minus f of a. Well, let's go back and sub this in. B is 3. That's your b value. A is simply 0. So let's plug this in. So I'm going to go, first I'm going to start with f of 3. Because that's what it says, f of b. I'm going to just quickly do this. 3 times 3 minus 2/3, 3 to the power 3 over 2 plus c. Okay, that's all I know what to do. I want you to solve and give me an actual number, please. Go. So that's going to be, grab your calculator out and let's do this. 3 to the power, where's my exponent button? I hate this calculator. Oh, right there. No, this is not a... I'm going to use my other calculator. That calculator is not that great. I'm going to use my TI. Nope. Oh, where? It's right there. Ah, there's my TI. So be 9 minus 2. I'm gonna pause it. Is it 5.5? 5.5 plus c. 5.5 plus c. Now I need to do f of 0. Find f of 0 for me. For f of 0, I do the exact same thing. 3 times 0 minus 2/3, 0 to power 3 over 2 plus c. And I believe that should give you a nice number, c. So now, let's rewrite the integral. Integral of 0 to 3 of 3 minus root x equals to 5.5 plus c minus, see, I use brackets. So my c's cancel out and you are left with a perfect number, which is 5.5 units. That is the power of integration, which means the area under that curve will be exactly 5.5 units. Try this next question, you know. Integral of -2 to 1 of x cubed. Start. This question right now. So if I look at this, x cubed, I know that I'm just finding, here's a quick way of showing the proper notation writing this down. This equals to x to power 4 over 4. To show that I'm doing f of 1 minus f of -2, this is a proper notation. We got a slash line like this. Copy this notation down, please. 1, -2. What this represents is I'm going to do f of b minus f of a. So instead of going f of b minus f of a, this is a proper notation. You're going to see this notation a lot. Okay? That's what it means. So now I'm going to sub this in. That gives me 1/4 minus, so I got to be careful with this one. So this is going to be -2 to the power 4 over 4. And I believe if you did this correctly, you should have -3.75 or -15 over 4. The question is, why is it negative? I need you to go ahead and graph this graph for me, please. And we're going to figure out why is it negative. Why? Because I thought all my answers are positive. y negative. Grab your TI-83 out and let's graph this. So if I were to graph it out, you should have something like this. I'm going to just do a screen capture. And here's why the answer is negative. See, what this formula does is it gives you the sum of all areas. Here's -2. So I'm going to draw this in your graph, please. -2, right there. There's -2. Here's 1, right here. So what this formula does is it gives you the sum of all the areas. The -1 and the +1. So in reality, my answer is negative because there's more negative areas. Okay? Answer is negative because there are more negative areas. Okay. Which means the area is going to be under the x-axis. That's what it means. Try this one. F of x. 0 to b cos x dx. What is the area of that grid? Go. And then after this, I'm going to give you a team challenge. And we are done. See, the first thing I should do is take the antiderivative of this. So the antiderivative of cos x dx really is sine x. So what this question really becomes is going to be sine x. There's my little symbol, 0 to b. So which means this becomes sine of b minus sine of 0. Now I ask a good question. Say, Mr. Noah, how come you don't put your c? Well, if I put in my c, look, the c will automatically be canceled out every single time. So that's why I learned to save a step by not writing c. So no matter what I do, see, c's always cancel out. So this is why I just do a short form and I use this equation. Sine of 0, you should know by heart, which is equal to the eeny, meeny, miny, mo, 0. So my answer really is just sine of b. Here is your Supernova Team Challenge. Good luck with this one. I haven't had this for a while. So here is your Supernova Team Challenge for today. I want the integral from -1 to 1. I'll make it easy for you because I want everybody to win. I feel like being nice today. I feel like giving away cards today. So I thought I'd be nice for once. Guys, 1 over x squared. Have fun. One of you said the answer is, Mr. No, that's easy. That's -2. Oh, you got -4? Oh, you said +2. Sorry, you said negative. But so my answer is going to be a negative, which means I should have shade in the negative quadrant. I want you to graph this graph right now for me. Graph it. I'm just curious what the graph looks like. I don't know what the graph. So if I were to graph this graph right now, 1. Oops, sorry. What the heck? Clear, clear, clear. So I'm going to graph this just for fun. You know, because I just like to graph things for fun. I hit graph. Does my answer look like it's negative ever? No. But my math says it's negative. But my answer is not in the negative side. So what's going on? There's actually a twist to this question. Anyone see the twist? It breaks the fundamental theorem of calculus. Oh, someone said it. It's not continuous. Because I even highlighted for you. Look, look. In order for this theorem to work, f must be continuous. That was the main part. So in this question, if I look at the graph, I right off the bat, this is going to be x cannot equal to 0, which means it's discontinuous right there. and 0 happens to be on the interval. So in this case, it is discontinuous. There is no solution for this one. Oh, so sorry guys. I made an easy question. I thought, I was being nice to you. But, see, so a lot of people say, oh, Mr. No, the answer is -2. But if I look at this question, and I say, what the heck happened? It's because there's a discontinuity which violates the golden rule of calculus, which means you can't have a solution. That is what you got to be careful about on your exams, because they love to trick you. It seems easy, but if it violates the golden rule of calculus, you have no solution. And I showed that using a graph. See, when I graph this, let's graph that again. See, my answer is always in the positive side, but if I have a negative, something is wrong, and that's because there's an asymptote right there. Your work! That's it for today.